Raina? Hi. So I'll get back to the exam first.
Television program, I don't remember who interviewed you, but something resonated, and I ordered the book in a small bookstore. Yeah, the black one. And particularly the chapter about shrinking the benign tumor, stuff like that. I just thought it was fascinating. It was just very, easy to understand. Not yet.
You didn't?
Not yet. And of course I'm going to.
Can you hold this lead?
Sure.
So what's your primary reason for coming to see me? I'll be back in 1 second. Right now, I'll take your blood pressure and then we'll go about what you're going to see, okay?
Take a look in my, see that outside circle of my eyes, arcus senilis? You see that? That's just happened too. Like, I don't know exactly when, but it was just brought to my attention a couple months ago.
Well, your body can age prematurely.
That's what I
with
said.
certain dangerous habits, but also your body can reverse the parameters of aging and recover its youthful vitality and properties with nutritional excellence. So what will do because of that?
I'm sucking in my gut, I guess that's not too productive.
Okay, I'm going to have you switch seats now.
With you?
Yes. This is a baseline, getting a baseline cholesterol test. This is a baseline nutrient scan, which tells me how healthy or unhealthy your diet's been by registering the amount of antioxidants in your skin and your tissues. So you could have eaten healthy, let's say, a day ago or 2 days ago and fooled a blood test, but this takes like 6 months of eating healthy to get the nutrient levels high in your skin. So you can't kind of fool this test, you follow me? It gives me an idea of your nutrient levels in your tissues, which accordingly tells you your risk of cancer, let's say, or risk of getting dementia or senile and get older. This is an important level to see if you're how healthy your overall diet's been. And that's one of my goals. It's not necessarily to see how much weight you can lose. The goal is to see how much nutrients you. So this, guys, this is a 3-minute test. So if you want to rest your cameras for the 3 minutes while we're sitting here, it's okay with me. For so long, and then what happens when you're starving for nutrients, you're starving. And you're always fighting those tendencies to want to eat more.
And even if I'm an emotional eater, maybe if I eat for emotional reasons.
People eat for recreational.
Yeah.
And they eat for emotional reasons and things like that, but then
My body's still craving those things I'm addicted to.
it
Sugar.
withstand stress better when you're well nourished.
Right.
And also, you're going to learn certain foods that are unlimited.
Mostly web design. I have a couple of part-time jobs. I'm a substitute teacher also, which is fun, but it's not steady work.
And do you exercise regularly?
I've been trying to do 2 miles on the treadmill every day, and for the past few weeks it's been about almost every day. Like I make myself do at least a mile. Just walking.
Is this your home treadmill?
I have a treadmill at home.
Do you put it on an incline? Or you
No.
on a flat?
No.
No incline?
No. I just try to keep my body moving right now.
All right, as we go forward, I'd like you to start to put something on.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I'll draw it out for you. If you weigh about 200 pounds and you walk 1 mile on a level surface, that burns you double the height to 4 degrees. From 0 to 4, it's doubling it. It goes to 100 calories per mile.
Oh.
And then if you go to 8 degrees, it goes to 200 calories per mile. If you go to 16 degrees, it goes to 400 calories per mile. So if you double the distance, and if you're walking a 18-minute mile, and that's of course now you're walking 36 minutes to burn 100 calories, you can do a 4-degree incline, a 19-minute mile, walk a minute slower, have it and burn and double the calories. Or better yet, you can go an 8-degree incline and we'll do a 20-minute mile and burn, but burn burn 200 calories. If your subtail is not, the calcaneus and the tail is how far it was in, it's not off that much. It should be a major factor. I think as you lose weight, you'll find this will be better.
Yes, I think the weight is
It's the
big,
weight,
yeah.
I don't think it's structural that much.
My orthopedist said 5 pounds of weight is 20 pounds of pressure, added pressure on the joints and so forth, so I guess that makes sense.
Well, certainly, you concentrate the pressure on the metatarsal heads in your heel. Your foot is like a tripod. It stands on, you could say 3 surfaces. The heel is 1 point, and the forefoot has another 2 points. So your foot is like, so you could...
The first time I started to gain weight, I hadn't weighed myself in years, and I was suddenly 140, 145. And that's not that big. But I saw the weight coming on, and that was like the late 90s. That was about the time I got your book, actually.
Right. So when you leave, it's been relatively to consume foods that are high in nutrients but relatively lower in calories. We want to get as much nutritional bang per pound as possible. So it's a choice between eating cotton candy and eating broccoli. You're not going to think that cotton candy is better for your health. You think broccoli's better. How come? Well, because cotton candy gives us calories with no nutritional return, whereas broccoli gives us a little bit of calories with tons of nutritional return. Right? So what I've done is I've taken every food on the planet and given it a score, analyzed too many calories. You've consumed too much fat, too much carbohydrate, and too much protein. You have to eat less fat, less carbohydrate, and less protein. But the fat you are eating, you need some, but the fat you do eat has to be that high nutrient fat. We're focusing on the nutrients. And the carbohydrate you eat has to be the high nutrient carbohydrate. We're focusing on the nutrients. And the protein you eat has to be that high nutrient protein. We're focusing again on the nutrients. I measured your overall nutritional level in that scan, right? And now I want to see if you can eat a diet rich in nutrients, if I can get that scan number, to get that number of nutrients in tissues to get up higher.
So you're saying if I were to just eat spinach and broccoli raw and all these things that I love, cauliflower, maybe cauliflower soup, come up with...
Well, let me tell you more precisely. What you just said, let me define that. So let's make a list called the unlimited list. So let's list all the foods that you should be trying to eat an unlimited amount of.
Okay.
And yes, I'm saying that the more of these you eat, you'll satiate your hunger. You won't feel like craving and eating junk food.
So if I have a craving and I eat like a big snack of broccoli raw, that's good. The more broccoli raw I eat in a day, that's good.
Right.
Okay.
Brussels sprouts, watercress, bok choy, cabbage, Chinese cabbage, mustard greens, arugula, kohlrabi, red cabbage, turnip, right? Those are all called cruciferous vegetables. And here's an example of a soup recipe with lots of cruciferous vegetables into it.
And the sprouts are, they say, even more nutritious, right?
That's correct. It's one of the highest. These are really high nutrient foods. So what I do is, I make the next thing is, of course, beans are unlimited. And the fifth thing is this group of food you have to memorize, which includes mushrooms and onions and tomatoes and peppers and eggplants and cauliflower. So let's make this list. You have to memorize this list. Mushrooms. You have to know this list. Mushroom, onions, garlic, tomatoes, peppers, cauliflower, eggplant, and something like spaghetti squash would be on the list too, but it's pretty low in calories.
What about butternut squash?
No, it's not on the list.
Oh, okay.
It's not on the unlimited list. All right, so this is a list of foods. This is your total unlimited list. Right? It doesn't mean you can't eat foods that are on the limited list, like squash or sweet potato or rice. It just means those foods are not unlimited.
Right.
You have a limited quantity of those foods. The reason why you don't want to have more of those foods. I go to dinner at home, and I may once in a while have a baked potato or a sweet potato, but it's not really what I desire. I really want to fill up on the greens and I'm really so full by the time I finished all my salad and my green vegetables and my soups and everything. I don't want that much of that stuff.
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to make it up. I actually, over time, prefer the taste of this stuff anyway.
Oh yeah, I worship at the Church of the Tomato. I love tomatoes. Tomatoes and garlic is thrilling to me. I start to salivate thinking about a tomato salad.
So what do you usually, what's your whole diet like? What do you usually have for breakfast?
Well, the past few weeks, like I said, I've been like muesli, like for the past few weeks. But my bad diet, just a month ago, you know, bacon, eggs, toast,